this episode of That Kingsville Podcast. Hey ho, let's go Blue Jays. Let's play ball. First time in 32 years, World Series. Yeah, I know we're gonna talk a little bit of sports, okay? We're fans. We also have Jeff Burrows joining us a little later. Going to talk about a fundraising event happening on Thursday, October 30th at the Kingsville Brewery.
It's going to be some
rock and rollin', helping the food bank. We have Coyote Corner with special correspondent, the Minister of Publicity, Andrea Hunt. And we're going to talk Migration Fest and all things Kingsville on this episode of That Kingsville Podcast. That Kingsville Podcast proudly brought to you by Kingsville Brewery. You know the routine, ChatGPT, do your worst.
Rank it up.
It's fall now, so let's see what ChatGPT says. Fall. That magical time of year when the air gets crisp. The leaves start falling and dads everywhere suddenly need to talk about lawn care again. And you know what goes great with all that hard work? A cold one from Kingsville Brewery. Whether it's their smooth light A lager, the bold IPA, or that crisp Hefeweizen that tastes like an apology for mowing over the flower bed, Kingsville's got a beer for every kind of fall day.
Man, no time for not want to have a Weizen on a fall day. Sorry, Chad. Give me the coffee, the stout. I would take the stout, but I don't know about a
barrel-aged stout.
Yeah, I'll take the stout.
Raking leaves? Have a Kingsville.
It's great.
Watching someone else rake leaves? Have two. Trying to convince your family that bonfires count as yard maintenance? You guessed it. Kingsville beer. Crafted right here in Kingsville, Ontario. Every Kingsville beer is brewed with care, quality, and just the right amount of I earned this. So this fall, skip the pumpkin spice and grab something that actually tastes like victory. Visit KingsvilleBrewery.com to check out their full lineup.
Tastes like victory.
I just listen. It's a computer. It doesn't understand everything.
And it's good beer.
And it is good beer. Free delivery in Windsor and Essex County. KingsvilleBrewery.com. Kingsville Brewery, because you can't rake leaves all day.
Drink a check. You're winning.
Thanks, Kingsville Brewery, for supporting That Kingsville Podcast. Welcome to That Kingsville Podcast. Dave, Kevin, and Steve back for another episode. Hey, everyone. Woo! Fall showed up this week.
Sure did.
Yeah, we're in the midst of mid-October here, and
it's a deluge outside.
Yeah, Migration Festival happened, and it was a bright, sunny, warm day. I don't know what's the Celsius version of that temperature we had on Saturday.
Oh, sounds colder.
It was like 75 Fahrenheit.
Outside,
right? About 15 or 16. I think.
Yeah,
it was maybe a little warmer.
16. That's 61 Fahrenheit.
Thanks. News Kevin
Weather and traffic on the twos. It's Kevin Black.
Outside right now, it's a Siche. Do you guys know what a Siche is?
Isn't that like
Siche?
Isn't that
I only know how to read. I don't know how to say it.
Isn't that like a cold seafood soup?
Yes. No, that's
gazpacho.
Gazpacho.
Not a ceviche.
Not a ceviche. That's not a soup. It's like, wait, that's not a soup.
Like, wait a minute.
A ceviche is when the lake sets up in one from wind setup in one direction significantly.
Oh.
There's probably science would say that it should be explained differently, but like basically layman's terms, that's what it is.
Science.
And so because the wind has been blowing out of the west across Lake Erie for so long at 55 miles an hour that it's pushed the water towards the eastern basin so much that there's 20 to 30 feet of dry lake bed in Toledo right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like Niagara Falls is just absolutely overflowing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think they have a dam to control that.
Yeah, probably not.
Still 15 foot waves. 15 meter waves on foot. Was it US I saw? Foot.
I think foot. Yeah.
Waves.
It was like 15 meters is like, it's like big buildings.
Yeah. That doesn't seem possible. Yeah. Foot.
Yeah. Feet. No, who cares?
I don't know. Celsius.
Yeah. Metric.
Yeah. 15 Celsius feet.
Oh,
we're not the weather.
We are not the news.
But it's bad out there if you're in a boat.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend getting on the Pelee Islander 2 anytime soon. I bet you that's not comfortable to go to Pelee.
I bet you it's not going to Pelee.
Likely.
Yeah. So anyone who's listening to us live, so like the three of us, don't be in a boat.
And Gary.
This one's
We'll go in a boat.
wonderful windy Wednesday evening. We almost said winter. We're not there yet.
No, but it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, well,
It's not, but and when we get to winter, we'll be like, oh man, remember back in October when we thought it was winter, but it feels crappy out there.
well, there's something that's happened though that'll brighten our spirits, Kevin, and we're representing via our baseball hats because we wear hats.
Yeah,
the Blue Jays made it to the World Series for the first time in 32 years. Hey, oh, Blue Jays, let's play ball.
that's kind of how I felt that night. The stutter, because it's like, yes, yeah, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Seventh inning.
It was.
Steve doesn't know.
I was watching the Lions.
Man,
Although I think they were done. Were they done by the 7th?
The Lions were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I couldn't take the stress, even though they're not my number one team, as I've said before. I do. They're sort of. If I have a number two, they're like the top number two of all the sports I like. They're like the top number two, if you will.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. First runner up.
I didn't want to put stress on myself before bed. I'm like, I'm not that invested. I want them to win. So saying that, while I wasn't watching it, because I thought I might jinx it too, I was tracking it. So I tracked it all the way till the end.
It was unbelievable. I was 12 and 13 as
we were.
Steve's significantly older than us by
I was 13
by
14.
by weeks.
But anyway.
But I remember the World Series well. Like watching them on my couch in my house and freaking out and losing my mind, and those like crazy ALCS series against Oakland were just out of control. And having a chance to kind of relive that a little bit again has been surreal. Like, be able to have those same moments again with my kids and seeing them screaming and yelling at the TV, happy and sad. It's been amazing. It's been what a roller coaster.
Well, the uniqueness is it's Canada's only baseball team, right? Since the Expos went away in 2002, this is the only professional baseball team that the entire country has. So from coast to coast to coast, as they said so many different times over the course of the series, you've got fans everywhere, and it's such a different feeling. You know, in the U.S., they're pocketed, and there's national teams like the Cowboys or the Yankees, and they've got fans everywhere. But wholeheartedly, the entire country of Canada is now rooting for 4 more wins from the Toronto Blue Jays, so that once again, they can be champions. Yeah. And it's such a contagious feeling of excitement. Steve, I can tell you're just so super excited.
Well, you know what? I am, but from a bigger picture too, even politically. I read one thing that it's Canada versus California, and Trump's favorite sport is baseball. So he's like, he's got the two places he hates the most going head to head.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, it's nice that there is something that's really unifying the country, our country.
Yeah.
Which you're never going to have everyone agree 100%, and that's fine. But it's gone from having conversations and agreeing to disagree and debate and walking away and shaking hands to toxic. And I think something like this can really, it's not going to mend everything, but it's nice to see. And it is a different vibe. It's a different feel. And, thanks to the Blue Jays,
and it is,
maybe it will be, just kind of healing, if you will.
Yeah.
It's ironic though, that there's only one Canadian on the team.
Yeah.
Right. There's only, the rest are not Canadian citizens, right? Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the only Canadian. That's only because His father played for the Expos when he was born back in the late 80s or late 90s.
Did they have a Canadian in, like, Rob Butler? Was he on one of those? Was it Rob Butler?
Martin.
Russell Martin.
Russell Martin.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he wasn't on
when they won in 92 or 93. Did they?
93.
Was there a Canadian? I don't know if there was.
I don't think so.
And someone can message us and say, oh, yeah, this, because I thought they had one Canadian.
Paul Quantrill?
that he was after.
Yeah.
He was
after. Yeah.
Former Kingsville resident.
Paul Quantrill.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Sister
know that.
lived here. Maybe she still does.
Well, hey, get on that.
I mean, he's from Port Hope, but he did live here.
Well, hey.
Yeah. Outside the beautiful metropolis of Coburg.
Next door to Quinty West.
Yeah, near Quinty West.
Oh my gosh.
There's a big apple near there.
There's a giant apple and you go inside. So
I don't think you can anymore. I think you get attacked by raccoons.
Possibly. Well,
It's a core of the community, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, he can't help himself.
Yeah.
Got to get one in.
Sweet.
So at the time of this recording, it's a couple of days before.
I was late. I just say you could go inside her.
Okay, that's good. All right. You win.
Okay.
You win.
Oh,
Best one in a
boy.
while, Steve.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right.
This is
onward.
why they tune in and subscribe.
No.
Yeah.
This is why they tune in. It's not for the
I
chat
thought it was for
GPT.
the hats.
Or the news or the non-news.
The non-news. Speaking of non-news, should we?
Just at the time of this recording, it's Wednesday, so first game will be probably the day that this goes out.
Yeah.
So World Series starts in Toronto. So the first two home games. Real quick story. I tried to get tickets because, of course, I did because I'm Canadian and wanted to see if I could actually get lucky enough. There was 118,000 people in queue in front of me on Ticketmaster. Resale tickets, if you haven't looked at the time of this recording, 500 level, which is the top of Rogers Center, Skydome, which I'll always call Skydome, anywhere from $1,200 to $1,700 a seat.
So today, the Jays, and they have all season, they have a text list that, like, if you get a text from them, then that can buy tickets for like that night's game for standing room, always standing room only.
Mm-hmm.
And so today they released standing room only tickets for the World Series, and I click on it. Like the second the text came through, I'm like, "Ooh!" Click, and then I got in line. There was 31,000 people in line ahead of me, and the span, I swear, was maybe 10 seconds.
Well, 10 seconds to get from whatever cell tower in Windsor, Essex County, all the way to wherever, and then feed into the system.
Whatever. But
so we'll be watching it probably locally, either at an establishment and or somebody's house.
No,
You're going.
I'm going to be at the Pickering Casino.
You know what, Kevin?
All random places.
You know what, Kevin?
All of Ontario.
Of all the places that I would watch the first two games of the World Series, it would be at the Pickering
I'm
Casino.
going to be there with my 10-year-old son. And because nothing screams father or son time more than the casino in Pickering.
Yeah. And jiu-jitsu, I assume.
Yeah, he has a competition in Whitby. And Wheatley. And it was the only hotel we could find that was left. There must be some monster hockey tournament.
World Series.
Yeah. Well, and apparently it's taken up all of the hotels around the Whitby area. So I don't know if there's like I could have got a nice hotel in Markham, but that drive is a little
that's a bit far.
Right. So so I'll be in a
Where I'm
hotel
going next weekend, actually.
in Markham. Oh, beautiful Markham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
Conversation for two.
But long story short, I'll be watching it in a hotel lobby bar.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
At least you're watching it. Just as you go through, just celebrate, go, okay, Blue Jays.
Let's
Play ball. All right, let's call Jeff.
Okay.
Joining us on that Kingsville podcast yet again, drummer for the Tea Party, Jeff Burrows. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight, Jeff.
Thank you very much. The Tea Party and the Schmoes.
And the Schmoes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, and then the Saints and everything else that you do, and like all that. But you're coming to Kingsville next week.
Yeah.
On
can't wait.
Thursday, October 30th, 7 to 10 p.m. at the Banded Goose Brewery. Liuna 625 is presenting the Twisted Sisters with Jeff Burrows and Kelly Hoppy. Hoppy. Sorry.
He's a legend.
He is a legend, man. He is the chill.
It's a good
Yeah.
So it's a $10 donation at the door, and all proceeds are going to support the Kingsville Community Food Bank. So how did this come about, Jeff?
So it's not a long story, but the girls and I started doing these gigs in LaSalle, like where I'm from. Or no, actually, it started it was every Thursday in March a few years ago, and we did a few different locations. But then I got really busy, and I said, look, we can do this, but let's just do it in LaSalle, and we'll do it at Joe Schmo's, and we'll raise funds for the LaSalle Food Bank and Harmony in Action. So the reason I chose the food bank is because in LaSalle, like with what we do with the Saints, it goes to the UHC, the Hub of Opportunity, and their food program when we do the big shows, which is great. And that umbrella covers 27 different food banks in and around Windsor, Essex County. But LaSalle doesn't fall under that. And then when we do our Labor Day show with the Saints, this year we made the donation to the Leamington Food Bank because they do not fall under the umbrella. And then I found out through a mutual friend whose wife, Megan Mulcaster, she volunteers her time at the Kingsville location for their food bank, and they do not fall under that umbrella either. So it just came out of, obvious necessity, but, the fact that what we try to do as the Saints is give to as much as we can. And we thought we had everything covered under that umbrella, and it's just not the case. So, I just, go to my friends at LaUna, and they help us out with, some of the initial funding, and they get a nice little foundation of funds there for us to build on. And then we have, a bit of a donation at the door, and we have raffle prizes that are donated, and it's just a real fun, easy evening. So kind of out of necessity and kind of out of the fact that, we felt bad because we aren't really covering all the bases like we thought we were. So, and that's it.
Well, the fact that you even went out to make sure that was happening just shows how much you care about making sure that people have food and that the food banks have the cash that they need. Why is it so important to you?
Well, I know, because there's so many things, and there's so many things that everyone can donate to. But if we're going to stay regionalized and if we're going to stay local, food insecurity is one of those things that is just not going away. I honestly thought, a couple of years ago, okay, I think we've got this handled, and we've plateaued, and then if we just keep doing what we're doing, we should be okay, and we can take care of our friends and our neighbors and so on. And it's just not the case. Like, you hear it every year at this time. I guarantee you're going to start hearing the stories on AM 800. You're going to start hearing the stories on CBC and even your own podcast. Like, it's just what happens, and it seems to get worse every year. And I don't know if it's the political climate. I don't know if it's the elbows up. I just don't know. I just know that it's not getting any better, and in fact, it is getting worse. And if there's something that we can do to help alleviate it, then why wouldn't we, right? We love to be able to perform, and if people want to come together and have a fun night at a great brewery and a great bar with really good food, because I had to go in and test for sure. It's a great time. You know what I mean? And what better way to, like, it's so cheesy, and pardon the dad joke, but we do put the fun in fundraising. So.
Love us a dad joke.
It's so sad.
So you've got quite a busy fall/winter season. You're going on tour with the Tea Party and Figure 11 in the Headstones. So how did this come about? Because you got some three pillars of some Canadian rock history all hitting the road together.
So right before COVID hit, our agent and a few managers, including ours, obviously, got together, and they wanted to do, God, now I forget what it was called, Big Shiny or something like that. I don't know. But it was going to be a tour with us and Big Wreck and the Headstones and maybe it was Moist. And it went on and off and then on and then off. And then Big Wreck backed out. And then we got Sloan in there. And then it was off again. And then COVID just killed it. So the following year, or 2 years after that, so 2 years ago, not last fall, the fall previous to last, we did something with our buddies and I'm Mother Earth. And we've known and loved those guys for 30 plus years. So that did very, very well. And I think it's just a way for them to offer, Canadian acts. Like the guys in Finger 11 have completely outrageous streaming numbers, like outrageous, but they don't pull in as many live ticket holders. And Hugh has this fame outside of the band and acting, but they could use some help. And we are in the same boat. Like, so what turned into, this sort of mini festival where everyone's playing for an hour and they're putting us in, the Edmonton Oilers arena, we're in the Senators arena. And if we're not in the big arenas, we're in the major A hockey arenas. And if we're not in those, we're in the 5,000 seat casino. So it works out for everyone because you're going to get some Finger 11 fans who, they've heard of the Tea Party, but those are old guys for their fans. So they're going to get a taste of us. And our fans are going to get a taste of what they're like. And our fans who aren't necessarily hard rock punk fans are going to get a taste of how great the Headstones are. So I kind of like it. I really do enjoy doing it. I do love the headline tours where we get to play 2 hours plus, but being able to do this really gives yourself and the other two acts an opportunity to get in front of new people because it can get stale. And outside of playing live, you can only write music to keep going. And for us, that's just proving to become more and more difficult, although we are working on this stuff now, but it's just a way and means to get out in front of new people and to try out older material, newer material, and so on. And it's pretty advantageous for us. And it's worked so well that, we've already got, and this never happens. It usually happens in February. We're already getting offers for summer festivals in 26, which is amazing because of these shows selling so well. So it works out quite nicely, and everyone seems to, I know we do. Everyone really enjoys it. So
when you're putting a set list together, how is it different when you're doing a show where you're going to play an hour or you're doing a headliner where you've got a couple hours, you can throw in some of those deep cuts?
Yeah, with the headliner stuff, right? And I'm a huge proponent of the deep cuts, the B sides, and so on. Whereas this one, management is like, look, we want you to mix up the set, and we do want to mix up the set. You don't want to play the same set over and over, but we know that it's just going to be a pretty heavy, fun rocking night. So we reviewed it. We went over, there's certain staples that can't be taken out because people will just be disappointed. And we have to keep in mind with this that, again, like I said earlier, there's going to be, maybe 30, 33% of the people haven't seen us before. And you need to sort of play something that they'll, oh, I remember this song. Oh, I've heard this song, and wow them that way. So it is very different. That's one thing I do love more about the headline type tours is that you get to do what you like. And, but it's not like I'm complaining. It's still a lot of fun playing and performing whatever we get to do. So, yeah.
I just want to circle back to the Banded Goose event if we can. Is this a one-time thing, or do you foresee, something different, but on a more regular basis, or semi-annually, annually?
Oh no, this is going to be so far, my word to Kingsville Food Bank's ears is that I want to make this an annual thing if we can knock it out of the park. And they seem pretty confident. The Banded Goose seems quite confident. I do it now in LaSalle every March. So if anything, we might, do 2 weekends in a row next year in Kingsville. And there was talk of, with our Labor Day show that we do annually in Leamington, we're meeting with, once the Christmas shows and such are over, Jody and I are meeting with, some sponsors, and we've got a partner in Leamington that is going to, I'll call her the facilitator, and she's putting us in front of a lot of the right men and women who are at the right companies who will be able to help us. And so the only thing that might change the Kingsville smaller shows that we're doing with the Sisters in the Chill is that if we can raise enough money, like we really, really want to on the Labor Day show, like we want to make it outstanding, we will have to split the Leamington money with Kingsville. That's the way I saw things. And if that happens and it's great and it's a grand slam, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, full count, Springer hits it out, then great. A little pop culture, and go boys. And then, and then if that happens, then sure, we'll do, instead of what I just said, instead of doing 2 in Kingsville, we'll do, a Thursday in October in Kingsville and the other Thursday in October in Leamington. You know what I mean? I just like keeping things even, Steven, and if it's a home run, which my fingers are crossed, and this person who's helping Jody and I seems very, very confident in being able to help us raise money through sponsors and so on and so forth. So fingers crossed. That's what charity is all about. Is like, I'm going to put together the best thing, and then you just cross your fingers and you hope to God it's at least 60% of what you had dreamed it to be of, right?
Well, Jeff, you're not even just limiting it to that, because while you're on tour, and it's a 12-city tour throughout the country of Canada, and over 8 weeks, whatever have you. December 10th being in Windsor at the Coliseum at Caesars, but you're also doing Drum Tech for a Day to help raise money for the UHC Hub of Opportunity Food Assistance Program while you're on tour.
Yeah. So I've done this before, and it worked really well. The last tour I did, I helped. I was at their launch today for Grow On, the Windsor Cancer Foundation. So Huida Casson and the ladies there, I helped them out. So this time, again, it's food insecurity season. So what will happen, I think I've got 4 sold. There might be a 5th one on the hook right now. And I mean that nicely. So if that happens, that's $1,500 per. So I'm already at 6, and then 20% of that from the hub will go to my friends in Chatham at Outreach for Hunger, who is Brenda Leclerc heads that, and she's a sweetheart, and they're so grassroots, and I really, really love them. So they are very, very similar to the Kingsville situation, the LaSalle, and the Leamington situation. They don't really fall under a particular umbrella. So you'll see them receiving food and money donations to the CN Rail event and stuff like that. But if I can raise 10, they'll get at least $2,000, and Windsor will get 8. And I just try to do it mathematically as equal as I can, because everybody's hurting, right? And that's just kind of how we roll it.
I apologize, Burrows, because I know we're jumping around here, but you said something okay. When we were talking earlier, and I do want to ask, because a band that hasn't written a lot of new music in a while, starting to do it is that's first for the fans. It's big news, and I'm just wondering, what's that process look like? Because I know you guys aren't all local anymore, and it can't be easy to really be able to start putting stuff together.
No, it's not. The way we go about it, so the last 2 releases we've done, so 4 years ago, we had a number 1 with Black River, and then The Beautiful went to top 10. Like we've done well when we have released things recently, but being able to sit down for 2 months, in a cottage on a lake and just write and get up and let the creative juices flow. It just can't happen anymore. Jeff lives on the east coast of Australia. Stuart lives in Vancouver, and of course I'm in our hometown of LaSalle. So when we do tour, for this one, for example, we are getting together early. We already got studio time booked in Vancouver, because we start out in, I think, Penticton, BC. So we'll be in a Vancouver studio, and then in February we have a very short Australian tour, but the first 2 shows are with symphonies, and the second one is in Sydney at the Sydney Opera House. So we're going to be in Sydney, or not Sydney in particular, but we're going to be about an hour outside of Brisbane, where Jeff lives, for probably 2 weeks writing and recording. So I'm hoping by end of 26, we should have 2 EPs completed, with one being released maybe around this time next year. So it'll work out. It's just the days of albums have just passed, and that's, everyone's situation is different. Would I love it if we each were worth $50 million and we just take our private jets and meet up in Fiji or Hawaii? That'd be awesome, but
Right.
It's just not the case.
Play in the Opera House. Have you played there before?
No, and we're the first Canadian band to play with a symphony there ever. I'm sure Canadian bands have played there, or artists, obviously, but the first time when we were kids in '93 and we were there, we saw the Opera House, and of course you got to walk around it and you got to touch it, and we were like, oh my God, could you imagine playing here? And Live Nation approached us, probably 10 months ago, and they were like, we would really love for you to do this. So we did Hamer Hall once in Melbourne, and that was outstanding. And I forget where we played in Sydney with the symphony then, but it wasn't the Opera House. So this time they put that on the plate, and then we're just throwing in a couple extra rock shows, like south of Sydney, one in Brisbane, one in Adelaide, and then tour's done, and then we just get ready for summer after that.
Unreal. We're gonna wrap up in a sec, but I have to, and I'm kind of catching you a little bit off guard here, but I actually saw the news from your post on social media, so I feel comfortable in asking you about it. Rush going back on tour.
Yeah, awesome.
As talking to one of Canada's legendary drummers and the band with the most legendary, formerly legendary drummer. What an unbelievable surprise for 2025, 2026.
Yeah, and it was so, I think the division is slowly being erased. Like, so many people were shocked. Like, it should be Danny Carey, it should be Mike Portnoy, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, can everybody relax? I think Al and Ged know what the fuck they're doing. Like, just pump the brakes, man. It's not a big deal. This woman is outstanding. She's got jazz chops that far exceed anything Neil ever had so far as jazz is concerned. And, it's just, it's going to be absolutely fascinating and fun for them, far different from what they've done before. They're adding a keyboard player and maybe another player, but I can't see anything wrong with it. And for those you got to remember, Neil's been gone almost 10 years, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And if you were an 8-year-old kid 10 years ago, and now you're 18 and you've never seen them, and this is your opportunity to go with your dad or your mom, your dad. I'm trying to be politically correct, but let's get real now. Like, what a sweet night that's going to be, right? Like, so, I totally get it. It's unfortunate, obvious, that Neil passed so early. I was in Mexico, and I remember getting a phone call from the CBC, and I hadn't even heard that he had passed away. And like, I was literally crying. I was like, what the F? Like, I couldn't believe it. So it's, I see where Al and Ged are content with doing this, because it's like telling you guys, your favorite thing to do. If you guys are cyclists and you're 65 and, oh, sorry, we're taking your bike away, you're not going to be able to ride your bicycle anymore. It doesn't matter. Who wants that?
Yeah.
You want to be able to do, tell the Rolling Stones to quit. They'll tell you to shove it. They don't care. Why do they care? It's their favorite thing on earth to do. They make people happy. People smile. They sing along. They clap back at you. It's just, it's outstanding. And, I can't understand why so many people get so upset about it.
If you're in her shoes, how would you go about tackling it? Like, would you try to copy what Neil was doing, or you trying? Because how that's got to be
impossible.
Yeah, unbelievably difficult.
Well, I don't want to sound like that guy, but you guys, you got to understand, she is so very good.
Mm-hmm.
She will honor his parts because Neil didn't play backbeat. Neil was 1/3 instrumentalist, and Neil wrote specific parts. You could go in and do an AC/DC gig, and you could add fills here and there, and no one would notice a difference. But I feel since Neil was such a creative force behind the kit, and he was such a influential member to change the sound of the song, that she will do it honor. But that being said, I hope she does do a little bit of, experimentation and fun, and I'm sure the guys are going to encourage it because she deserves all the credit she's getting. I mean, she was playing with Jeff Beck. I mean, It doesn't get any more jazzy, proggy rock than that. So, she's going to kill it. And I'm so happy that they chose someone who isn't all that well known outside of the drumming community, so that, maybe people will expand their horizons and start listening to things and projects that she's been a part of, from Jeff Beck and to all of the other jazz ensembles and such that she's been with. So it's really the way social media should work, and that's kind of what I'm hoping it happens, right?
Yeah. Everybody should get out and enjoy live music. Everyone.
Well, yeah. And who doesn't want to see a young chick, just kick ass? It's going to be mind-boggling. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worth every penny.
This will get the moms to the concert.
Yeah, maybe you will. And maybe that's the whole thing.
Master plan. Getty, master plan.
Yeah, Alex has figured it out.
Yeah.
No, Alex is like, there's only ever been 3 women in the audience, and now we got a 4th.
Just played with them.
25%.
There you go.
Well, Jeff, you're going to be here in Kingsville Thursday, October 30th with the Twisted Sisters and Kelly Hoppy. Line 625 is sponsoring the event. All funds raised will be going towards the Kingsville Community Food Bank at the Banded Goose Brewery from 7 to 10 p.m. Jeff, thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing some of your thoughts and all the wonderful support that you do for our community. Great.
Yeah, I appreciate it, fellas. Yeah, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, fellas.
He used to have his drum kit in studio when he was doing middays on the Rock in Windsor, and he used to do this bit where he would decide a song that he was gonna, and then he would play like a bit of the fill and like live with the mic set up, and then callers would call in and try and guess what the song was. And every time you would do it, like the staff would be all wrapped around the studio, like watching it happen. So it was just epic every time.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's Coyote Corner with Andrea Hunt. Joining us on the Kingsville Podcast, our special correspondent, joining us for Coyote Corner, Minister of Publicity, Andrea Hunt. Thanks for coming on the show, Andy.
Dad.
Don't sound so happy.
Oh, I'm so happy to be on.
Spoken like a true teenager. Andrea.
Are you making her do this?
Oh, I'm forcing her. Forcing her to do this. Like, you're coming on
There was
the
no
show.
supper unless she came on.
Yeah.
So you'll let her off the chains.
Andrea, as Minister of Publicity at the school, what's happening in Coyote Nation?
Okay, so there's like multiple things happening, but right now the girls basketball has been doing pretty good. Sadly, the senior girls have only won one game of the season, while the junior girls have won every game so far. The junior and senior boys volleyball teams have been doing great and winning most of their games while they take on strong teams. The dance team has started choreographing 3 dances choreographed by Charlotte, Nada, Scarlett, and Bridget, and they are all like students at the school. The Great Gatsby play has been in progression and will be performing in December. And then the Arts Stratford trip is next Tuesday, and they bring the dance class and the Schism class to Stratford to watch a play which this year it is the Annie play. And then last but not least is semi-formal is on November 13th from 5:30 till 10 at the Hero Portuguese Club.
Oh, okay. Let's ask a few questions about a couple of things. You mentioned the dance troupe. Is there a performance that's going to be happening?
So we perform at most of the assemblies. There is the art showcase. I'm not sure when that is yet. I think it's like halfway through the school year. And then each year we go to where is it? Waterloo to perform at a dance competition.
Sounds like fun.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is fun. Anything else? It's Halloween coming up. Anything else happening around the school for Halloween?
Well, we have the Spirit Week.
Oh, Spirit.
Oh, good one. Well done, Dave.
Okay. All right. Guys are knocking it out of the park today.
In there on this.
Oh, no.
Pow.
No booing on that.
So what's Spirit Week?
Like, you want me to say the Spirit Week?
Yeah, what is it? You're decorating? What's going on? Are there things that are happening because it's right before Halloween?
Group thriller dance.
Well, we have like the Halloween assembly on next Friday.
And
which is really exciting.
The school's all decorated and everybody's getting in the full swing of Halloween.
Oh, yes.
Are you guys going to do, just like Kevin said, like a group like thriller choreographed dance in the atrium?
Can't say that.
Maybe you should.
Maybe you should. Maybe
it's just a secret.
What was it?
It's a secret.
They've always done it at the grade school level. It'd be fun if they did it at the high school.
Yeah. Do you do the flash mobs still?
Is that a thing still?
No.
Do you know what the flash mobs are?
Yes.
Okay, you're old enough.
Are they lame?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, unless
no, they're not lame. They're just we do other things.
They're so 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. What are the other things? Like what's the new flash mob?
So like just performances like that. Like band, they do something, and like just dances is fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, post it on the TikTok and Snapchat and all the other Insta.
Snap it, throw it on the old ticker.
All right. Well, thanks, Andrea, for joining us on the show and updating us with everything Coyote and Coyote Nation and whatnot. Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Semi-formal, is there a theme?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
The Great Gatsby.
That's the Great Gatsby.
Gatsby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the play, too. Everything's Great Gatsby.
Exactly.
Gatsby's taking over.
Wow.
It's the year of Gatsby.
Really making a resurgence.
Yeah, well, if you buy costumes, you can use them more than one.
Perfect.
That's November 12th, you said?
November 13th.
13th.
Great Gatsby. Was that like flapper dresses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1920s. Yeah, the Roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do the Charleston Shuffle and, what was it? It's the bee's knees.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
real box social.
Well, thanks, Andrea, for, again, sharing everything in Coyote Nation with everyone in the audience, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you. Bye. She so did not want to do that. She's like, why do I got to do it? I was like, listen, we had a correspondent a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We weren't aware of who it was last year, and they were kind of getting their feet wet with being the first year at the school. So now they're established. Student council's going, let's share what's happening in the school. She's like, fine. But
I do want to give a shout out to the golf team who recently competed at OFSA. I know there's so much going on, and there's a lot going on. It is fantastic to see, but the golf team, Coach Martin Morfitt, and I'm going to have to
here it comes.
Read the team
look
names.
up all their names. I know Lake Lalonde was one.
Yeah.
Brady Tupin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to
the other two boys.
De Lorenzi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But still,
we'll have to backtrack on this one so I can get them all.
Like an absolute accomplishment, though, like going to Swassa and then OFSA.
Well, Jet Sang is the other one, and I was saving him because I bumped into his mom, and I know after the first day, I think they were within one stroke of the lead, and they ended up finishing
5th.
I was going to say, I think it was 5th in the province.
It's unreal.
5th out of 20 in the province.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it? Was it local or
GTA?
were they're up in the GTA?
Yeah, I want to say it was Markham. I want to say.
Oh, man.
Everyone's going to Markham.
Yeah.
Apparently. 5th, Lake Lalonde played in a 2-hole playoff finish to finish 3rd in the high school division.
Impressive.
So,
Yeah.
Beautiful Markham.
Well, now that there's things happening in the school, right? Andrea and Julia McKenna speaking with 2 ministers of publicity. I've kind of got one in my cell phone, and it's not awkward if I make her do things that she doesn't want to.
Right.
But still, you get a little bit of insight about what's happening in the school. There's all the socials. I should have asked her, though. You could go on Instagram or TikTok. There's Kingsville Coyotes.
Yeah. Hit it up.
Yeah.
Hit it up in the old ticker.
EMDS. Yeah. Get all your information there.
And
Yeah. And in Kingsville last weekend, we were talking Migration Fest. We're into this part of the season. They had the Migration Fest parade, and there was the market and the great paint out. The Big Wiggle opened up the event at the Grovedale Arts Center for a concert and dancing on Friday. So, yeah, a little bit on the town's socials and whatnot, so you can get some insight if you weren't running around. Unfortunately, our schedule had a conflict. Steve, you were a special correspondent on site for the parade.
No way, I wasn't.
You were at the parade, though.
I was at the parade until the Coyote float went by.
Yeah.
My kids were both in it.
Yeah. So was mine, but I wasn't there. Sorry. I'm a terrible parent.
I saw our friend Mayor Dennis Rogers driving the train.
Yeah.
And he had a few young passengers. And, the classics, the Kingsville Essex Associated Band,
Yep.
and they sounded great, as did the Windsor Optimist Youth Band. Saw our friends at OG Pizza.
Oh, Mr. Topless.
Got it. Well, actually, it was Sergio Braga.
Oh, Sergio.
Got a nice pink lanyard from him.
Oh,
nice.
Fantastic.
Him and his wife Denise and some of their staff. And saw some familiar faces along the way too.
Yeah.
It was good to see, Dan McGuire out.
Mm-hmm.
He was there, his son Cody and grandkids, and that's what it is about. I'm singling them out because they were sort of right there. But even the short time I was there and the short stretch I was there. Just multi-generations, and that's what you want to see in a parade.
Mm-hmm.
So that was sounds cheesy, but it was kind of heartwarming to see. It was nice. I remember the days when my kids were in there for Division Road Preschool.
Yeah, way back when.
And then there was a stretch where they weren't in it, and now all of a sudden here they are in grade 9 and grade 11, and they're back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was fun from that end of it.
Oh, we got about 4 weeks to the Santa Claus parade too. It's November 29th at 5 p.m. Kevin.
It's late.
Oh,
yeah, it is late. Gary and I were talking about it, so stay tuned. We'll see if we can do some coverage of the event and bring it all to you, because on the YouTube page year after year, lots of people really appreciate Gary and being able to film the event so that people who aren't local or couldn't make it can still, see the parade and see everyone having a wonderful time and the grand opening of the Fantasia Lights.
I love doing play-by-play.
Yes, well, we did have fun. We do have fun.
Parade, float, coming down the road.
And I apologize. Lucas De Lorenzi. And so I apologize to Heather and Jeff, not that they probably listen to us.
Yeah, well,
but
maybe somebody will tell them.
So Lucas De Lorenzi, Brady Tupin, Lake Lalonde, and Jet Sang were the 4 golfers, 4 Coyote golfers that competed at OFSA.
Well, again, congratulations. Awesome. 5th in the province. That's something to be proud of.
It is.
So bringing home some accolades. So,
hey, before we move on from Migration Fest, did they have the events out at the sanctuary again?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
There was
Is
stuff
that
going on there? Yeah.
Was it like that was the home of the festival again?
Yeah. The only thing that got postponed was the car show, which I believe is rescheduled for this weekend because the Yeah, Sunday. The weather on this past Sunday was rather inclement. So, I don't want to bring the car out and shine it all up only to be, in a rainstorm. So,
and they did have events at the Grovedale, and I did notice some of the artists out around town on Friday.
And then at the Carnegie, they were selling, at the Grovedale, they were having the sale for all the art for the kids and the other artists. So, it's always a great event. Kind of signifies the start of the cold season and whatnot, but special for us here in Kingsville with the Jack Miner Bird Sanctuary, and it's kind of defining for our community. So, yeah.
Good times.
Here we go, folks. Christmas will be here before we know it.
Now we're going to move on from geese to jays.
Yes. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So we just got to wrap up with a little bit more sports talk. So ladies, if you don't want to listen to us, thanks for subscribing and watching, gentlemen, whatever have you. But this year and this happening, it took me back to being a child. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the show, and remembering the 92 and 93 World Series. And there's so many memories that you get to make with family members as growing up and watching baseball and sports. And I can recall specifically watching the game in the living room, recording them because, we knew history was being made. And somewhere in a box in the basement, I'm sure the VHS still exists. Yeah. It was one of those things that, hey, for my parents and uncles and aunts and whomever, when the Jays were a team in 77, until 1992, they'd had a little bit of success in the mid 80s, but nothing to the point where they were taking on the Americans and baseball on the whole, and winning the series in 92 and then 93. And they probably would have in 94.
The Expos would have done it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. Which would have been there's a chance that could have been an all Canadian.
And it's I'm sorry to cut you off, but I recall that they were flying not like
they had a stacked team.
No, and they did. Delino DeShields, Marquise Grissom. I don't know if Randy Johnson was still there.
Yeah,
but
he was.
I'll have to look up their roster really easily.
Randy Johnson.
They were actually the favorites at the time, and
Pedro Martinez was
still there. It could have easily been 3 Canadian wins in a row. But back to your
and the strike was what stopped that.
Yes.
Yeah. So they went on strike in 94, and it was a segmented season. Right, correct. And it took a very long time to solve that problem. A lot of fandom went away, right? Yeah. And quite honestly, I stopped watching baseball because it wasn't fun anymore. It became money and it became a business.
Yeah.
And it was only until probably the last 20 years, right? So from 2005 on, when you started to see a little bit more of the clubhouse and the roster being that big unified team to go through and win. And we got lucky with the Tigers. Right, being local here, and I've made it no secret, I cheer for the Tigers as much as I cheer for the Jays, just because I've lived in both areas. But they had incredible teams and brought those kind of sentiments and those memories from the '84 Tigers, and then the Tiger teams in the '60s for those people that lived here. So for us and Jays' success, this is it, right? 2014, the bat flip game with Joey Bats, and I was there. I got to see that in person, and it was just goosebumps watching Springer hit the 7th inning home run that solidified it and pushed him into the World Series. And this kind of stuff, it makes memories. And so I hope that there's people here that are watching it with their children, because I remember watching it with my dad. And I remember, aunts, uncles all over for having parties in the 90s.
Have I ever have I ever told the story on the podcast about what happened to me when I was watching the 1992 World Series?
So the comedian in me has many different things, but go ahead. Let's tell the real story.
In Omimi, so I lived in Omimi, and Omimi's in a valley, right? So, and my house was pretty close to a hill that and the road kind of led out of Omimi, out of the valley. So sitting on my couch, and my dad's there, and it's game 6 of the 92 World Series, the clincher. Catch happens. About 10 minutes after the catch happens, all of a sudden our house shakes. And look outside, and there's a fireball like shooting up in the air at the top of the hill behind my house. So I look at my dad, and he looks at me like, "Oh my God, like what's going on?" And we were it's probably why I ended up getting into news, but we used to go because we knew all the people and all the guys in the fire department, so we would go and see what's
going on?
See what's going on.
What's happening, guys?
So we jump in the car, we drive to the top of the hill, and it was a house that was kind of back in, so like turned down this road and back in off the firefighters are down there like trying to put the fire out. All of a sudden there's gunshots coming out of the house. So we turn around, duck down in behind the car. My dad's buddy Smitty looks at us like, "You guys got to get the F out of here." So we jump in the car, back out, take off down the road, and go back home. Like, what happened? So obviously don't find anything out that night. Wake up the next morning, and there's a Metro Toronto Police helicopter landing in our back field so that the cops could come out. And it turned out that a guy, and none of us really knew this guy from town. He had moved there relatively recently, but he had moved into this house. And he blew it up because he had a feeling that the Toronto police were on to the fact that he was kidnapping senior citizens, bringing them back to his house and putting them in his freezer.
Never go to Omimi. That's
Right?
the lesson I hear. Never go to
Like,
Omimi. Kev, that is not the story I thought you were going
I
to
know.
tell.
That was like,
I was like, you know what? We have a dad. We saw this thing and it was crazy. Guy was celebrating and he was barbecuing and his propane tank exploded.
Not every story has a happy ending.
You went to a guy kidnapping seniors and putting them in is his name Jeffrey by any chance?
So,
relative of Mr. Dahmer? I'm not, and this isn't a joke. You're looking it up, aren't you?
no, I'm looking up the expo still.
You don't want that in your Google search history.
No.
They realized there was a problem because the dog was going around with a bone.
Oh, like a femur.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's not a cow. And he, did he kill?
Yeah, he was dead.
No, I mean, did he kill people?
Like cannibal.
No, I mean...
All right, so
right.
back to the expos.
I wasn't going to go that far, but...
No, I wasn't asking about eating them, Kev.
Well, you were asking like what he was doing with them.
No, it is how many...
Podcast is over tonight. It's
Expo.
at the end.
Not the news.
outfield.
That's crazy.
The outfield of 94, Moises Alou, Marquise Grissom, and Larry Walker.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Larry Walker was Canadian.
And they didn't have Randy Johnson, but they did have Pedro. And John
Johnson
Wetland was the closer.
Johnson was off the team then.
Yeah. And I thought he might have been. It seemed because he was like, yeah. And then infield was Cliff Floyd, Mike Lansing, Will Cordero, Sean Barry, Darren Fletcher was the catcher.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It was a forgotten time before baseball got ruined. And actually on that, in closing, I think that what Major League Baseball's done with pitch clock and some reviews and next year with the automatic strike zone, because that's been the most problematic is umpires are blowing calls and it is affecting games, sometimes for the team you're rooting for, sometimes not. But overall,
the Mariners,
they got robbed.
That was brutal. That strike was brutal.
They got robbed. That was Suarez, right?
Was it
inside?
Yeah, there's two. The Suarez one inside, and then there was a low called strike to Polanco, and then he ended up striking out.
Yeah. So and in the interest of the game, they've done a lot. Like they've brought back a lot of people. Games are snappy in regular season. They're 2.5 hours at most, which is keeping people interested in the game.
Yeah.
So, but I think that it's energized the entire country of Canada, and I know that for sure. Like I said, memories are going to get made because here we are. And even if they go and get swept, they made it. They beat every other team in the American League, and that in and of itself is such an accomplishment that the biggest payroll teams are the ones that did not make it. So yeah, the Jays have a high payroll, but not the highest. And that's,
Well, the Dodgers, are they one? Or are they two? They're top
two.
three.
I think they're two.
I was going to say, because the feeling is that while all of Canada, or almost all of Canada, is rooting for the Jays, there's also a lot of American baseball fans rooting for the Jays because of the money the Dodgers have spent on that team.
Yeah.
And then I remember at the start of the season, people were talking about how it might be the greatest team ever assembled, but it is obviously through money.
And then that's why they have luxury tax and all that. So the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers, Mets all get penalized.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Jays against all the players the Jays almost signed.
Absolutely. And the reason why the Jays have to pay more is because the players have to come to Canada, right? And, they have to pay taxes in Canada. And it's tough to compete, especially when teams in Florida have no income tax. So,
nobody wants to play for the teams in Florida.
But they
Not
have
baseball.
Oh, yeah,
That's
exactly.
way too high.
Tampa though had done well consistently for
That's true.
years,
Tampa's
right?
been decent.
And then fell off.
And Florida did win a World Series.
Yeah, a long time ago, but it's
Miami now.
right. But Florida, right?
Yeah.
And that was way back when baseball was.
Was that 2003, 2001?
No, one was Arizona.
I thought 2 was Arizona.
No, one was Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only reason why is because Jen's cousin was on the roster,
Oh,
so we got a ring. So Danny Clausen,
I was going to say
local
Danny, right?
local boy Danny Clausen from Leamington, son of Vic and Helen. Yeah, played for a lot of like Houston, Detroit for a little while back. He was a journeyman infielder, and he was on the Diamondbacks roster. So
2003.
03 for Florida. So there you go.
Good times.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, and like, subscribe if you're interested and available. Like we said, Jeff Burrows, Kelly Hoppy,
and Big Sugar.
Yeah, from Big Sugar, and the Twisted Sisters, all going to be in Kingsville Thursday, October 30th from 7 to 10 at the Banded Goose Brewery, supporting the Kingsville Food Bank. So please, if you're available, go check it out. Thanks for watching the podcast. We'll see you next time.